In recent years, we've taken vacation time venturing into remote areas in Mexico to shoot drone video that's been featured in major documentaries. Then COVID-19 suddenly changed the world as we know it. Now we're moving out of our home and into our Jeep to record adventures in the wildest regions of Mexico. This is Mexico Drones Overland Adventures. Welcome to Mexico Drones Overland Adventures. I'm Scott, and this is my wife, Maria Fernanda. We are currently driving away from our house for the last time, and we officially live in the Jeep full time. We've lived in this neighborhood for about 10 years, and I guess the first question I'm going to ask you, Maria, is how do you feel about moving out of your house and living in the Jeep?
Honestly, I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I'm happy moving to the Jeep. That house was too big for both, and now I'm excited to see what is coming next.
We have stored our walk-in closets, and each of us have a milk crate size container allotted for clothing since we're moving from 2,500 square feet to about 25. As we leave Mazatlan, our first trip will be into the mountains of Durango because we need to find cooler temperatures and wild camping. Since we're getting a late start today, we plan to take the toll road, which is faster, so we can get to our camp before dark. This toll road opened about 8 years ago. It'll cost you about 500 or 600 pesos, which is 25 or 30 bucks, if you travel from Mazatlan all the way to Durango. You can opt to take the old highway, which is free, longer, and it's quite spectacular as well. This toll road really looks more like Europe than Mexico, with 60 Swiss-designed tunnels and over 100 bridges along the way. The Bayarte Bicentennial Bridge that we're crossing now is really the centerpiece of the highway. It's the third highest cable-stayed bridge in the world, and the highest in the Americas. Finally, our tires are off the pavement and on the dirt. The camp we're heading to is about a mile into the woods, and we discovered it on Overland. Some Canadians stayed here for a couple of weeks while quarantining from COVID-19 a few months ago, and it sounded really good. So as we approach our first camp, many people north of the border may be surprised to see the terrain over the next week or so. It'll be more like something from Colorado than the desert or beaches that I always visualized anyway before living in Mexico. We're just taking a walk down the trail from where you saw the Jeep parked, and it's really nice because there's a network of logging roads. Doesn't look like anybody's been traveling on them, and they just go everywhere. It's like they thinned out the trees a little bit and then have left it alone for a while. We recommend four-wheel drive, but somebody said they on Overlander they came up here in a van. So just a beautiful mountain environment, not something that most people would expect to see in Mexico. So about the time we get done with our walk, a kid named Jesus shows up on a motorcycle and said he's looking for mushrooms. We were a little bit skeptical at first, and then we started just seeing all different types of mushrooms everywhere. We don't know anything about them. Some of these photos you see here are from the Hostel Mexicano Facebook website, and if you're interested in mushrooms, I highly suggest you contact Suhel, the owner of Hostel Mexicano, who has a big part in putting on this mushroom festival that they have every year. She actually made some for us. One night we stayed there, and they were actually incredible. We're gonna have mushrooms for dinner, Maria?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure if we will or not, but maybe.
Yeah, chicken is more.
So this is our 4th night living in the Jeep. What do you think about this wild camp spot we found?
I love it. That's an amazing place, nice and quiet, no people, no mosquitoes, perfect and peaceable.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. We found this campsite on Overland, and some Canadians stayed up here for a couple of weeks, and there are no bugs. There are bugs, but they don't bite. There's 4G cell service, which has really good service. We're away from anybody. You can hear the road noise just a tiny, tiny bit from the highway that's miles away, but this is a really fortunate start for us for our life and our adventures in the Jeep. So we're really enjoying it. We're doing some maintenance on the Jeep and connecting the solar panels, and probably spend a couple more days here, and then we'll check in as we explore the area. So that being said, buen provecho.
Thank you.
Really good, baby.
Amazing.
So it's Saturday. We're at our favorite campsite still, and it rained all morning. So we pretty much hibernated and kind of tested the awning system and made sure that in a night thunderstorm how it's going to hold up as far as puddling and stuff, and it's done really, really well. So we're working on the solar project to finish that up, since we only get about 2 days on with our refrigerator and the lights we run and everything. We want to be able to be pretty much self-sufficient continuously if we need to. So we installed the 160 watt solar panel, as you can see, on the roof of the Ursa Minor before we left the house. Now we need to install the controller and then run the cables from the panel to the controller. First, we need to drill the top. Now I'm running the cables down through both the sleeper and the roof. I've installed the Victron charge controller in front of the passenger footwell under the carpet, and now we're soldering and heat shrinking everything before connecting to the dual battery system. Once it's all completed, the app connects by Bluetooth and provides info on how much power is being generated. Simple system, and it really works great.
¿No lo quieres ver primero? Entonces ponlo. Aire.
Provecho.
Provecho.
So finally we have, after 8 days of rain, a nice and clear day where we can explore. And we're going to try to go from our favorite camp spot here across these unmarked logging roads to get to this road here that hopefully leads all the way into the backside of a national park called Mexiquillo. Here we go. Been driving since our campsite today in the wilderness for 4 hours.
4 hours.
Something like that. I think we left camp at about noon or 11:30, and now it started raining the last hour, and boy is it raining. Right now we're sitting at this area close to the park, and the water's just kind of getting higher and higher around the Jeep, but yet there's like this rushing rapid ahead of us. And so we're deciding whether to just charge through it. We know there's some vehicles up ahead and everything, so we're not by ourselves anymore. Yeah, it's up to our doors.
Jesus, Scott.
But, I mean, it's just going to keep getting deeper in here, right?
Right.
So should we just blast through this?
Do it. Estamos en una situación muy seria, Rui. Muy seria. Dios mío. Wow.
Whoa, that was really steep.
Wow. That was crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
That was fucked up.
Super.
Okay, so let's slow this down a little bit. We're not completely crazy. We're sitting in a canyon that's filling up with water. The water coming from the right, that's normally just a road, but we're right now in flash flood conditions, and we had to make a decision pretty quickly. So I knew what I thought I had to do. As soon as my wife agreed and said do it, then it was time to hit the gas. To the left is a river that's not normally a river that goes to a waterfall that's not normally a waterfall. So I'm not really sure if just the passenger side wheels lifted and we slid, or if the force of the river actually picked the whole Jeep up. But we did move 3 or 4 feet to the left towards the river. Luckily the gas was still down, 4-low was still engaged, and we just drove right through it. Wow.
Thank you, God.
That was scary.
Maybe I thought for a minute we were going to be there finished.
Well,
and I was hoping you come.
What do you think, honey?
I think today is really crazy day.
We survived without being sent into the river.
Wow.
We made it to the falls.
Wow. And I didn't really work. Woo! Woo! Come on, baby, you can do it. Is it working? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo. Oh my gosh. Wow. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, Scott.
En la centro, sí. Hold this.
¿Sí? Excelente, aquí vamos. Muy bien.
Sí. Good morning from Parque Mexico. Maria's still up in the Ursa Minor, getting some rest. And after a really crazy day yesterday with the river crossing and all day wild travel, we'll recover at the end of the day. We're just happy to end up here in Mexico with a campsite for 70 pesos a person, which is about $7 for both of us. Includes hot showers and bathroom and Just nice to be able to had a cup of coffee and rest this morning and wake up to this nice peaceful environment before we head out to go adventuring again. Pretty crazy day yesterday, huh?
What a crazy day we had yesterday.
Day. It's a really nice relaxing spot we have here now. And just here in the stream, and it's about half the size it was yesterday with the rushing water. And now we're gonna sit down and have a delicious
breakfast. Enjoy this incredible, amazing day.
We are heading to the tunnels of Mexico, which were built over 100 years ago during the term of Porfirio Diaz, who served as Mexican president for 31 years, from 1848 to 1876. I guess that's before the term limits were enforced. His intended train route was never completed, but nonetheless, it's spectacular. The tunnels still stand. It's well worth the hour round trip through the tunnels and back, especially during the rainy season when the waterfalls are really running strong. And we kind of have a special camp spot planned when we get towards the end of the tunnels, which you'll see very shortly. Good morning. We're still at our campsite on the side of the cliff, which is absolutely stunning and a little bit spooky. You can see we actually I tied the winch to a tree to make Maria feel a little more comfortable in the night in case a storm or a wind came. Did you feel more comfortable?
Yes, I do.
But not very.
Not very, but honestly.
Fourth, we're going on 2 weeks out on the road, and if I remember correctly, it's been, before we started this, it has been 11 or 12 years since we've been camping.
Right.
Even one night. So we're doing pretty good. We'll probably go into town today, into Mexico, and get some showers. The weather's being a little bit nicer to us, and it was not easy getting in here. It'll be a little bit difficult getting out of here. But once we have some showers, we're going to head down the Devil's Spine Highway,
right,
and see if we can get into some adventure on the way back down to Mazatlan. So what's been your favorite part so far?
Last night. That was a magic night. We had the best night ever in this clip. We had incredible moon, and it was amazing night.
What I didn't say was this is where we put my dad's ashes about a year ago when he passed away, so it's kind of a special spot we wanted to get back to. And actually right here we have a candle going for him, and it was just fully cloudy last night, and then all of a sudden Maria lit this candle and the sky just opened up and the moon came out, lit everything up, and there were fireflies everywhere. I don't think video would have done it justice, but it was pretty incredible. So very, very thankful to be here and to have this opportunity to go out and explore Mexico. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get the heck out of here.
Let's go. Thank you, darling.
Andale. Tonight's camp is only 100 yards or so away from the Spina Diablo highway, but we really did enjoy it. We had a big thunderstorm in the middle of the night, and a tree was actually struck by lightning about 30 yards away from us. But other than that, it was a pretty great experience. What you doing there, Miss Maria?
Huevos con chorizo. Mmm.
Dang, that looks good. And we're heading for Copala tonight to another Overlander camp spot. That was really an incredible view. What did you think about the camp spot last night, baby?
I really like. That was a very comfortable spot, except for the storm we had last night.
But the night calmed down, and actually right before we went to bed, there was a firefly show. It must have been 100 fireflies all around us, which really kind of made the end of the night.
That was incredible.
It was incredible. So now we're heading off, getting back up here on the highway. So we're just outside of Copala, looking for a 5-star campsite we saw on Overland. As we get to the area, which is an abandoned mine, we can see that it's now working again. There's people around. So we continue up another road and find a campsite that'll just work for the night before we have to go into Copala tomorrow. The next morning, miners were really nice, but they did tell us that we were parked over a series of old mine tunnels that they don't normally drive over. Our featured drone video this week is Copala, Mexico. As we enter, it looks like a ghost town compared to 10 years ago last we were here. 8 years ago, the toll road rerouted traffic around this famed cobblestone town, but the tour buses from Mazatlan still frequented during the tourist season. Then, when El Chapo last escaped from prison in 2015, his army of men were waiting here, and although he was only passing through very quickly, the military made a mess of the town, which is still not recovered from the negative press and the many deaths that sadden the community. Now, the town's homes are half empty, but we love this little town and hope their businesses start to pick up again soon. They really deserve it. If you do visit here, there are no hotels and restaurants open, at least right now. There's only a small government-funded tienda near the church. So bring lunch and make it a day trip. So enjoy our featured video of the week, which looks to me more like some small town in Italy, but this is Copala, Mexico. Bye.